Hey artists, welcome to our third part of warming up with the element of art form. Um, just a reminder, if your sketchbook page has gotten full, your warm-ups page rather, in your sketchbook, and you need to start a second one, then just make another title like this up here, warm-ups. You can make it warm-ups 2, you can make it warm-ups 2.0, whatever you want to do. You can just title it warm-ups again. Put a date on it and just start fresh on a new page. But all your warm-ups should be together. I am trying to get through all of the elements of art on one sketchbook page. I thought it would be kind of neat to have them all together. But if you haven't done that, it's really no big deal. This is just my OCD wanting everything to be together. So today we're going to do a step down, and basically what this is shading to create the illusion of depth, which is what form is. Form has 3 dimensions, and depth is that third dimension. So what I'm going to use this little space right here, and as lightly as I can, and I hope you can see these light lines, I'm going to make a diamond shape. It's really just a square kind of turned on its side. I'm just going to have room here. Look at that. It's about an inch square, but it's, like I said, it's turned on its side. If you want to turn your paper kind of catty corner and make a square, you can do it that way if you want, if it's easier for you. So what we're going to do here to create this illusion is I'm also very lightly going to make a line straight down through the middle. And that's going to be our step downs. And so what you're going to do is parallel to your line on the left, you're going to make another line parallel. And they're going to connect right there. This next one's going to be parallel to this line. And then you're going to leave a little bit of a bigger space. And don't worry if you mess up, it's not crucial. But you want all the lines on this side to be parallel, all the lines on this side to be parallel. And then at the bottom, you're going to make it just a tiny little box there. Okay? So you have, you know what? I forgot one of my steps. There you go. So you should have 1, 2, 3, 4 lines on each side. Yes, I did that right. It's messing with my head already. So this looks like just some arrows pointing upwards, I guess you could say. But watch what happens when we add shading. So take one side. It doesn't matter which side. I'm going to take the right side, and I'm going to do very dark shading. Remember when we did our cubes way back when, and one side was very dark? So this first box I made at the top, first 2 sets of lines in between them, I'm going to carefully shade nice and dark. And then the next 2 sets down, I'm going to shade nice and dark. And that little box on the bottom, I'm going to make it a little smaller. Nice and light, remember. And then just on that little half of the box, I'm going to make it nice and dark. Okay, so I've got 3 sections that are dark. And then on this side, I'm going to do a medium value. As smoothly and carefully as I can. It shouldn't be scribbles, guys. It should be a nice, even. And if you have a hard time getting a nice, even value, this is a tortillion. It's just a piece of paper rolled up tight that I'm able to order. If you don't have one of these, which I'm guessing you may not, you can take a tissue. You can take a piece of paper yourself, roll the tip of it real tight, and do this same thing. And you can really blend together your values to make them nice and even. So if you have a hard time shading evenly with just your pencil, then use a blending stump, is what they're called, or a tissue, or a tightly rolled up piece of paper, and get that nice even value. Okay, and then the one on the very bottom, it's a little harder to get to, but okay, so we've got, now, that's already starting to give us the illusion of depth, right? The last step we're going to take that really makes it work is first make sure that vertical line that you made to start is erased, and then you're going to create a shadow very, very lightly as you can, just to give it that idea of a cast shadow. It should be lighter than this side. And then you take this from the corner of your shadow here up to here, and you make this a little darker, because that's the shadow. The light's coming from over here, and the shadow is being cast against this, what's supposed to be a vertical surface, and then it's cast down onto this flat surface, okay? So then you do the same thing over here. Now what happens over here is it's a little wider, because this is a taller vertical. And I'm going to use my blending stump again and make that nice and smooth. This needs to be just a little darker right there. And then you really get that sense of depth because of that cast shadow. It looks like almost looks like there's a hole in your paper. There are artists who are masters of this, who do sidewalk art, and it looks like if you're walking on the sidewalk, you could literally fall into a hole. They're so good at this type of illusion. So if you like this kind of work, look up MC Escher. He is a master of this as well, just creating illusion with value. So this is your work for today. It is the 27th of October, or no, 28th of October, my bad. And this is our step down. All right, see you tomorrow, artists.